Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome to my predictions and previews video for the upcoming Extreme Rules pay-per-view, which will be airing live from Baltimore, Maryland tomorrow, June the 4th on the WWE Network. My overall excitement for Extreme Rules is very tepid at best. Once again, we have lackluster build going into this show, just like we had for Payback. I think this will be a good show despite the lackluster build. But once again, it just doesn't feel like a pay-per-view. It feels like it was, I don't know. I can't get excited for it. Whether it's just been these dreadfully, it's just been boring 3-hour episodes of Raw that I totally skipped out last week. I just couldn't do it. It's just like there's nothing really exciting. I mean, it's just kind of like we're going through the motions. We're in a lull period for the product. SummerSlam is still several months away. But I hope the show's good. I think there are several matches on this show that will deliver. But something needs to change with Raw. It just continues to get less and less interesting by the weeks. And I used to always watch Raw. I mean, I would never skip out. Now it's just like, I'll watch it, and then if it's not going so well, I'll kind of just tune out that third hour. Or if it's not going good at all, I'll just not completely watch. I'll DVR it. I mean, it's just becoming harder and harder to watch that show live, and it doesn't help, building to your pay-per-views, which should feel like a big deal. But when this one, I almost forgot it was happening until I looked. I'm like, oh crap, got to do my Extreme Rules video, predictions video, so... yeah, let's take a look at this card. Like I said, there are several solid matches on this card. But once again, this show has been hurt by the lackluster build-up. We'll start from the bottom and work our way to the top. I think a late addition to this show will be a Goldust versus R-Truth match, I believe. I think it will take place on the pre-show. And if that match does get added, I predict Goldust will win. I think it's great that we've seen the classic, Goldust character come back ever since he turned heel several weeks ago on R-Truth. I've always been a fan of Goldust. Always felt he's been underrated. And I like to see him go on one last run. I mean, hell, if Jinder Mahal can be WWE champion, how about Goldust going after the Universal Championship? Just saying. But I think if that match is added, Goldust would be the winner. Now, let's get onto the main card here. We have a total of 6 matches. We'll start with Rich Swann and Sasha Banks versus Noam and Alicia Fox. On paper, this should be a solid mixed tag match, but I really haven't been too enamored with, the product, but this feud in particular. I can't really tell you what's been going on too much. Sasha Banks, Alicia Fox, been trading wins back and forth, nothing really too much to talk up here. And if I had to predict a winner, I believe it would be Rich Swann and Sasha Banks, but I'd like to see them do more with Sasha Banks. Heel turn anyone. And the Cruiserweights, I just don't know what you do with the Cruiserweights at this point. But since we're on the topic of the Cruiserweights, let's talk about this Cruiserweight Championship match. I think it'll be good. I think it'll excel with the submission match for the Cruiserweight Championship between Neville and Austin Aries. This will be their 3rd match on pay-per-view, I believe. Yeah, Mania, Payback, and now at Extreme Rules. At first, while I was excited for the prospect of Neville versus Austin Aries, I just felt like there's been a lack of storytelling. It's just been repetitive matches lately with the Cruiserweight. It's been the same 4 guys. Jack Gallagher, Neville, Austin Aries, TJ Perkins. Some combination of those 4, and... I mean, the Cruiserweight, I don't know what you do with the Cruiserweight division at this point. Can it be saved? Do you even care? 205 Live. I've watched 1 episode, I think, since it debuted in November. I didn't even stay for the one in Pittsburgh when SmackDown was here, so that tells you right there my interest level. If I had to pick a winner here, I think Neville still holds on to that title. And just with the way Austin Aries has, been kind of sucked down by 205 Live, I thought maybe he would help improve the division, elevate it, but the division's kind of pulled him down. So I think Neville will hold on to that championship. I just don't see him dropping it anytime soon. And I would like to see Austin Aries moved out of the Cruiserweight division and onto the other half of the roster. That's what I would do, because I just felt like, this feud with him and Neville, they've been putting on some good matches, but the storytelling, it's just been really, really lacking. So yeah, I'm picking Neville to retain his championship. We have the Hardy Boyz versus Cesaro and Sheamus for the Raw Tag Team Championships in a steel cage match. I think this will be, if not match of the night, second best match of the night. I really enjoyed the match these two had at Payback, I thought they put on the best match of the night there. I think with the added steel cage stipulation, the Hardy Boyz are going to do something crazy. Sheamus and Cesaro, hard-hitting physical team. I don't see the Hardys dropping the titles here. I still see them going on and having a lengthy reign. They still remain undefeated. So that's nice to see. But yeah, I just feel like this feud between Sheamus and Cesaro and versus the Hardy Boyz has kind of run its course. Like I said, not too much in the way of storytelling here. Again, a recurring theme with these feuds on Raw. It's just there's just nothing. There's really just nothing to get excited for. You have the Hardy Boyz, you bring them back, and I don't know. It's just like they really haven't done much with them. But I'm predicting that the Hardy Boyz will retain their Raw Tag Team Championships here, what should be a damn good match. Damn good match. And then we have the Kendo Stick on a Pole match between Alexa Bliss and Bayley for the Raw Women's Championship. From what I've heard, there was a horrendous This Is Your Life segment. Really, really bad stuff. One reason I'm glad I didn't watch Raw this week. So I'm glad I was spared from watching that abomination. The other problem I have with this stipulation is they're making it, besides the piss poor storytelling, the poor creative, the problem is it seems like they're making the stipulation, the Kendo Stick on a Pole, more important than the Raw Women's Championship. Championship should be the be-all, end-all. And the stipulation that I would have done with these two would have been a ladder match. Although they are doing a Money in the Bank ladder match next month, so maybe you could have done a tables match, or even an Extreme Rules match if you want to go that far. You already have an Extreme Rules match, but I don't know. To me, Kendo Stick on a Pole, it's just a weird stipulation. When they announced that, I was like, really? And then the build has just been really, really bad. Again, just nothing really going on. It's just a feud between Alexa Bliss and Bayley with the right kind of writing should be really good. But the way they're booking it here on Raw has been really bad and made me less and less interested. And I'm so glad I did not watch This Is Your Life. I heard about it, but I did not watch it. If I had to pick a winner here, I'm going to go with Alexa Bliss retaining. I just don't see, like with Bayley, they've really dropped the ball with her. One of my favorites on NXT, but since she's came up to the main roster, it's been just one bad booking decision after the other with her. Really killed off her momentum that she had coming out of NXT. And you're going to have to rebuild Bayley in order to get her back in that position to challenge for the Women's Championship. Because right now, if she won, I don't know if I'd care. And I hate to say that because Bayley was one of my favorites on NXT. But just here, again, it's just lackluster. And I just don't care. And then we have our Intercontinental Championship match. Dean Ambrose defending his title versus The Miz. And the stipulation is if Ambrose is disqualified, he will lose the title. I know a lot of people have been saying this. Does it really make any sense to have a match where the champion loses if he gets disqualified? What I would have done is made this a no disqualification match. That way you play into the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. You can utilize weapons, chairs, what have you. There will be no disqualifications. But okay, we're doing things in reverse. So, being as the fact that that's a stipulation, I can safely assume that The Miz will win the Intercontinental Championship. I'd have to predict that. If I had to get one prediction right on this card, I'm predicting The Miz will win the Intercontinental Championship. I'm more interested in seeing what they do with Elias Sampson. And I just think that Dean Ambrose as IC champion has been kind of flat and really done anything for the title. I think if you're going to put the title back on The Miz, that would be the way to go. He just thrives so well as that arrogant prick, heel that you just want to boo. And I think he's done wonders for the Intercontinental Championship. Enjoyed his last reigns. He was a really great foil for the babyfaces to go after. So that's why I'm safe to assume that The Miz will walk out with that Intercontinental Championship. Then finally, we have our Fatal 5-Way Extreme Rules match. The winner will face Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship at... I'm not going to say it. I will not say that name. At the July Raw pay-per-view. Because I can't do it. And it's funny, I'm reading here. Does it even say that in the official description for this match? No. It doesn't. See, WWE, it's just stupid. You knew that name was going to be bad. You knew it was going to be so bad that you're hesitant to say that name. Great balls of fire. But Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Bray Wyatt. If I had to pick who's going to challenge Brock Lesnar at the July Raw pay-per-view event, this is the one match I'm really intrigued for because I think there are a number of different outcomes. I'd like to see Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar. Fresh matchup. You could revisit Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar. Bray Wyatt, Brock Lesnar. No, Bray just... You need to rebuild him because after losing the title, he's lost a lot of momentum. I just could not buy into that. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. I know some people would not like to see this match again. I would like to see this match again. I really liked their match at WrestleMania 31. I thought it was one of the best matches on that show, but I don't think we're getting that match until WrestleMania next year. And that's why I've narrowed down my pick to win for it to be Finn Balor, the man that never lost the Universal Championship. He had to give it up. And just from the way that they've been hinting at it with Paul Heyman coming out, saying, well, out of all the guys here, I think you're the one that would stand the best chance, walking out and facing the Beast, and just how they've been dropping hints here and there. So I think Finn Balor will walk out of this match the winner and face Brock Lesnar at that July Raw pay-per-view event. So yeah, those are my predictions for the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. I will be live tweeting tomorrow night. Be sure to follow my Twitter, at DanielGuys412, for all my latest tweets. Hopefully the show is good. I hope it is, because I'm doing a live review afterwards. Live review immediately following the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Come on here, youtube.com/DanielGuys412 for all my latest thoughts. Breaking down the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. We'll have special guest Gene, BSP Wrestling Show, will be joining me, so we should have a lot of great stuff to talk about. Look forward to having Gene back on the channel here. And that is it for this Extreme Rules predictions and preview video. I want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Please click that like and subscribe button for more video content coming soon to this channel, and be on the lookout for me tomorrow night for my live Extreme Rules review. So until then, guys, thanks for watching and take care.